Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and whatever time zone you're in. I've been using that line for a couple years now. This is now a walkthrough, and this is certainly, well, I guess it is going to be a little bit of meta commentary. So, as I switch from third person to first person, make sure I'm also recording. Let's take a look into Skyrim in a real sense. You're probably wondering what this is all about. Well, this is a wondrous time, a joyous time. But I'll explain along the way as we're walking to Skyrim. Got my handy sword ready for anything that tries to interrupt my narration and all that crap, so here we go. So, let's take a look. What's the point of what we're doing? Well, I got nostalgic because my mini project that I started, and I'm going to be giving important dates, so as we are traveling through Skyrim, I'm absolutely going to be giving important dates while I'm harvesting and, exploring Skyrim. And what better game to kind of get you into that tranquil mindset or to really pay attention to what I am saying than Skyrim? So, sit down, buckle up, and enjoy the memory lane. You're probably wondering what was up with that first film. And in the context of this, you'll understand soon enough. Thank you, Skyrim music. That is some beautiful music. So as we are kind of hearing the crickets and the butterflies and enjoying the, well, I guess Skyrim's beautiful soundtrack. Whoa, jeez! Yeah! Yeah! Sorry. Like I said, that's why I was exploring. That was so unscripted in a sense. Anyway, that first video that you saw was from Dark Souls 3, to give you a little bit more context. And that was from February 23rd of 2017. And that was me, actually, how do I describe that? I wasn't officially YouTubing back then. I didn't start my stream. And yes, guys, you're going to actually get you're going to get to know me a little bit more than you thought you knew me then. I mean, you kind of already established of what I'm like. So I didn't commit to YouTube streaming back then. I actually did not care to YouTube stream back then, if you can actually find that funny, compared to where I am now. I know, perspective, opinions, everything changed I'll explain a little bit about that. But yeah, February of 23rd of 2017, that was my first official stream in a sense. And of course, I was going to do a From Software game. I was ready for you this time, as I'm harvesting. So, like I was saying, I didn't actually care about YouTube streaming back then. I just wanted to play video games. Live a simple life, just play video games, and just kind of have water cooler talks with my friends at the time. Or just kind of like, annoying as soon as I'm trying to travel. I'm just kind of seeing how fast Skyrim is beautiful. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So, like I was saying, before I get interrupted and, attacked by another enemy, I didn't really care about the YouTube streaming back then. I just kind of wanted to play video games and just kind of, like I said, do watercolor talks for, co-workers or whatever job I was doing at the time, or just whatever I was doing at the time. I mean, it was 2017, so I can barely remember what I was doing back then. But around pretty much, and I know. So yeah, whoever was a subscriber back then, you're probably getting like, oh my gosh. Oh, whoops. Get them! So whoever was like one of those really like who's been with me since the beginning, like 2017, when I first put my clip. Man, it's still gorgeous music. Yeah, you probably got some like whiplash of like my first video game video. And because of that, what was awesome about that back in the day, I just did not care. I just wanted to just do a clip because I wanted to. But that passion was there. It was there. It was like building up. But of course, I was so busy back in 2017, like I'm busy now. I just did not have time to actually YouTube stream, so I didn't commit to it. I just did a clip. It got 24 views, and I'm looking at the video right now. It got 24 views, and I just didn't care to do it, and that's completely okay. I was so chill, and I was so cool with that, just doing it back in that day. Then, you know, remember when COVID was around in March? Well, I guess it is it still around? Doesn't really matter. But I officially started my YouTube career or YouTube streaming because I was like, you know what? I got time. Let's actually commit. It was 3 years later, in March 5th of 2020, and that was when I did Bloodborne. Oh man. So, the whole point of this is to discuss my history. So, part one, kind of like give you my short story of why I actually did YouTube. That's and also give you a little bit of background about me, since you guys probably don't know too much about me, and that's completely okay. So yeah, my first clip, as you saw when I first started this streaming, was February 23rd, 2017. Write it down. You're gonna memorize these lines, or otherwise, closed caption is gonna let you know. And March 5th of 2020, that's when I officially. Wait, what was that? Wait.
Leave me alone. I don't have time for this foolishness. Now come along quietly, and we won't have to get robbed. Brother, I think she's telling the truth.
I'm not going anywhere. Now back off before I do something drastic.
She doesn't have the scar. Never should have come here.
Sorry, interrupting you while I'm monologuing.
I'm gonna find whoever did this.
Help!
Shut up. Anyway, let me just root through here. So, yeah, just because around COVID, I just felt like that was perfect time to actually do all this. And man, it's been a delight. Oh wow, that's actually better gear. Alright, Scimitar, I'm taking it. Sweet. And at the time, my first walkthrough was Bloodborne, and I was doing Uncharted, and I was doing so many projects back in those days, and I didn't have like a clear, concise goal. I just did it because I wanted to do it. And then that's kind of how it started. So the reason why I did video game streaming in the first place, and I guess March 5th of 2020, make sure to write that down, that'll be important later, is because I actually really liked video games back then, and as a result, I kind of wanted to share my passion with you guys with these video game walkthroughs. Yeah, I wanted to share my passion with you guys with my video game walkthrough, and I generally enjoy video games as an experience, and just in general. So I wanted to share that with the entire world, as I'm getting attacked by a wolf again. For the third freaking time! As I'm taking, well, using the sword of my enemy that I killed earlier. Yeah, oh right, Mammoth. I forgot about that. Yeah, I don't want to tangle with him because I know they can one-shot me, so I'm just gonna leave him alone for now. Man. Oh no, probably should run. Probably should run. Man, these things are huge. So yeah, that was really, it's a very simple reason. I just really wanted to show my video game content to you guys. I really wanted to kind of get you guys engaged and try to do something different. I know I'm not the most unique YouTube streamer, I'm not. But I like doing it. It doesn't matter if people did like my content or didn't like my content. I just like doing it just because. It's a great hobby. The fact of, and when I first started, I was kind of like Small Fry. And I guess you could say I am still Small Fry. But no one knew who I was. I got a good amount of subscribers. I'm proud of the amount of subscribers. Because without you guys, well, I'd still be doing this. But it's kind of cool that people are looking at my channel and actually just kind of enjoying my content. I appreciate... You know what's crazy? When I first started the kind of like YouTube game, I didn't have a lot of subscribers, like I'm saying. I didn't have a lot of likes. I just didn't have a lot of people who tune in my channel. So, as a result, I just kind of did streaming whenever I wanted to do streaming. So that was cool. And I was satisfied with that. But, you know, I took some advice from my mom. But basically, my wife's mom. I took advice from her, and I took, obviously, advice from my wife. And that definitely improved my YouTube styles over the years. I have definitely noticed that. And I kind of added my own kind of energy with it as I'm getting attacked by a wolf by the 5th time. Well, yeah, of course, I'm gonna level up. I killed like 5 of those packs of wolves. So while I'm also exploring too, yeah, I took some advice from my wife's mom, my mom-in-law, who's freaking awesome. And when she sees the video, she's gonna be like, ah. But also, my wife, I listened to her advice on that, and so I gained more confidence. Because when I first started, like, YouTube streaming, I wasn't confident. I didn't have a sense of humor. I was pretty freaking serious. If you look at my old videos and my old playlists on, like, basically my 720 screen resolution, I had a horrible mic. Oh, am I getting attacked by a wolf again? Yes, I am. Let's get it. I expect you guys at this point, because of Skyrim. Man, that's gorgeous. But yeah, I noticed that I had a horrible mic. I didn't have a whole lot of confidence back then, not just because I had like something like with stuff with Steam. No, I was still green to YouTube, so I wasn't like confident, and I was just doing it just because. So as a result, over the years, I gained more confidence, I got more video game content, I have more video games, obviously, from when I started in 2020. Let's get it. So better mic, 4K, definitely got really solid advice from my wife's mom and my wife. So, yeah, it's been a very generally enjoyable ride. I've learned a whole lot of stuff. I have done a lot of stuff in terms of the YouTube stream. I'm at 3,100 plus videos. That's impressive, to me at least. And also, I heard some really solid feedbacks from you guys too. I have no idea where I am. So, getting like positive feedback and negative feedback too. But again, some positive feedback and negative feedback from you guys, you subscribers, new returning viewer, or subscriber. Oh crap, did I get poisoned? Or was it a ghost? Nope, it's just that. I know I've been poisoned, thank you for telling me. So yeah, that's a little bit of background. It's a very simplistic reason. If you had to sum me up pretty fast, I did this because of my passion for video games, and as a result, I just been kind of wanted to share it, and that is very as simple as it can get. I mean, I guess you could say there's more to it, but no, that's pretty much what it is. That's actually really simple. Very simple. Okay. So, we'll get to part 3, and that's just going to be me doing a compilation. Yeah, it's going to be me just doing a compilation of videos I did before, and kind of highlights I personally enjoyed. And that's really what kind of like either make me just slightly popular, or just content I'm very proud of, and I'm just glad to go back to memory lane, in a sense. So, as we keep exploring and not get attacked by a wolf or anything else... Yeah, now, the other point of this video, too, I had 3 reasons, and it was from my 2022 kind of like recap of like my goals, or in 2022. So, the reason why I did a mini marathon and kind of like what I'm doing... Alright, so my project was to do... pretty much play almost every game, like from games I personally own, or games I didn't personally own because of PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium, which freaking counts. What the heck is that? Oh, okay, yep, I'm avoiding that. I am absolutely avoiding that. That's a Yep, that's the enemy that can one-shot me. So let's just go this way. So as I'm running for my life, yeah, back in, it was a little bit before 2022, and I was still green, but I wanted to do something different, and it was a good idea to me, and it is still a good idea because I did get a good amount of subscribers, and it was also to help, you know, boost my confidence, even though my confidence wasn't bad, but it kind of made me not as green in terms of like YouTube streaming. So I played almost every game from pretty much Numbers to Z as in Zebra. And I kind of did it again. But yeah, I did it one time and I put so much time and so much hours. And my three reasons why I did it was perspective. So as I've seen the many likes that I got over this one, I wanted perspective for you guys. I wanted to let you guys know that you don't have to rely on AAA games and live service games. And I'll clarify a little bit. We are in a time of live service games. We are in the time of live service games. We're in a time of... You know, that's crazy that it just went to clear, to winter, to now rain. This is crazy. Crazy winter in Skyrim. But anyway... Perspective, you don't always have to play a live service game. There are other games made by developers who give a crap to actually make a game just fun or unique, really make you think outside the box, really kind of makes you think about your morals and values. Perspective. I think that's the perfect way to do that. And of course, guys, I'm going to put a video description of my 2022. Bear in mind, my mic was horrible, so of course... it's not going to come clear of what I'm saying, but in terms of Ethan speak, I will tell you what I mean. Perspective. So, not just relying on like live service games, because that's kind of what the world of video game industry is come to now. And throwing a few examples, and I think they kind of summed it up, everything is about live service games are having the best graphics, and Satoru Iwata predicted that too. I just name dropping him because I think he had. I looked at his interview recently, and I know other people cover this video too, but the guy was on point. I know he passed away in 2015, which is sad, but the guy, the president of Nintendo at the time, he had something going there. He knew that Xbox and PlayStation would go into high fidelity graphics, and that is what's trying to sell these days. Another one, and also, you know, Ben Crenshaw, or Ben Yahtzee Crenshaw, he had a point too. The graphics graphics is killing AAAs, or it takes now 4 to 10 plus years to have the games that are just photorealistic graphics. This is topics that I'm not the first guy who's covered this. There are plenty of videos, if you really YouTube it or Google it, or who's addressing that AAA industry is dead, or AAA industry is not dead. But there is a lack of creativity, and you can see it in every release these days. Even though Xbox Showcase showed us that now Xbox is taking it like they know that live service games and the lack of games and just having the most polished, high quality games are selling. Many back in the day when Xbox 360, or back in those days where graphics was not important, it was just about gaming, but graphic prowess and improvement show that was trying to sell, because people maybe at the time did actually like graphics. But now we all have matured. Even if you're not like old, if you're one of those, like, let's just say younglings or youngblood or new blood, no, you do just want to play video games. And be honest, you want to play video games for just gameplay. And like, is it fun? Like, they can show developers, and I've seen this in multiple showcases over the years. They show like the most high quality graphics or live service games. And yes, guys, I am kind of in a rant, but that's kind of where the state of it is. Oh, am I getting attacked? Seemed like it. But the main fundamental question that we ask ourselves as gamers, if you're not a gamer, or just like casual, or people who grew up in the time where, in the time of Pong, or just going forward, Super Mario, is the game fun? That is literally what we're asking. We don't really, when you really, and you can, oh yes, be honest, this is my personal opinion, guys, obviously, because you came into this YouTube stream. Is the game fun? That is literally what we ask every single time when we play a game. Is it something that I'm gonna have fun and talk about with friends and family? Or is it a game that I'm just kind of doing as a chore, and the developer, who clearly is now being run by suits? Yes, we were talking about Sony and Microsoft bigwigs, and I know they're not looking at this clip, so I can say what I want, and they can deal with it. Because I'm not the only one saying this. But yeah, the reason why I dropped Iwata and also Ben Yatakracha, because they had a point. Graphics and real life or live service games are killing the video game industry, because that is literally now the only thing genre that is selling. Hey, I like live service games. I respect it. Whatever they do to change the envelope in gaming, that's completely cool with me. I just don't want it shoveled down my throat of it being the only genre when there are single player open world or single player narrative games that can do there are different genres besides live service games or having the most graphics. Sometimes I just want to play a video game, and it doesn't have to have the best graphics. It just needs to, oh right, actual threats. But yeah, I do want to actually have a game where I'm just playing the game and not just care about graphics. I just want to play a game. And that's pretty much it. So I don't want to go into a total bandwagon of what I'm talking about. But you can tell that the video game industry is just so reliant on having the most polished graphic and thinking that will sell. And live service games will sell, but really they just need to listen to the gamers. I'm just saying the corporate bigwigs. I don't think, oh no, there are some developers, and they're not innocent too. Hold on a minute. Kissing the dog. But yeah, there are developers, video game developers specifically, they're not innocent. No, they're absolutely not innocent in terms of intentionally making games to be like service or having the most graphics. They're not innocent. Because they want to have money. Just like the corporate bigwigs for Sony and Microsoft. They want to have money, be honest. That's all they care about. I mean, at a time, they did probably just care about gamers. I'm not saying that they didn't. But now it's all about making money, and there's nothing wrong with that. You have to make money, you have to have money in order to sell your video games, in order to make video games. Otherwise, we just probably go to the PC or Nintendo. I will give Nintendo credit, at least they are sticking with their guns. I don't think they're doing it perfectly. I don't think they're innocent at all. They probably laid off lots of their employees too, like Xbox and PlayStation. Let's not disregard it. There have been so many video game layoffs. I haven't been blind. I know what's going on. I absolutely know what's going on. It's not that I'm blind about it. I just want to focus on my video game walkthrough and just play video games. Guys, as you can tell, I can be pretty philosophical and pretty deep, but I can also be kind of like straightforward and just say, let's just play video games. Let corporate bigwigs do what they want because they don't know what they want. They don't know they're gamers, and so as a result, let them do their thing. But the corporate bigwigs, if they have to ask me, or if you ask me my opinion, no, I don't think the video game industry is dead. But I think it's too saturated with live service games, and they're too saturated with graphics. And it's a wish fulfillment. What needs to happen is just have more creativity. Don't close down companies. Yeah, absolutely. Don't close down companies who are selling and they actually are trying to be creative, like Tango Gameworks or Mimimi Productions or significant companies. when a developer is actually passionate about video games, let them actually make their video games and give them the resources and the money for something that they actually did put their heart and soul into. If you don't, then it's going to just be another soulless entertainment that you're just trying to line up your pockets, and you're going to have
Take
hard
this and
work.
hold on to it. I'll be back for it later. I'll pay you good. Don't lose it.
What the,
No time to talk. Snitch or double-cross me and I'll kill you. I mean it.
oh, okay. Well, I certainly killed you. I'm taking the bow, though. Thank you. That was so unscripted. Sorry, but... yeah. That was such an unscripted moment, but that's why I wanted to do it. How many minutes has it been? Awesome, it's been 25 minutes. That's why I love moments like this. So, that was kind of why I'm sorry if I got in a little tangent, but I really wanted to explain in terms of perspective. So, yeah, I really wanted to kind of divert your guys' attention, and that's kind of why part of the reason, of course, my passion for video games, so of course, why I started the YouTube stream, if you were paying attention to part 1. But I also wanted to give you guys, in terms of why I started, like, YouTube streaming, like, really committing to it, I really want you guys to not just play, like, live service games and AAA titles, and have games with best graphics. I really want to kind of expand your mind, and really expand your horizons. I wanted you guys to just not play games for just graphics and AAA, and just pre-order for graphics. Please don't pre-order just for graphics. I wanted you guys to just kind of know that there are actually indie video game developers who are actually trying, like Tango Gameworks, if we can count them as indie gamers or something. Now that they're gone, I guess it's not point. But yeah, I really wanted to show you guys that there are just more games in your reach that you guys have no idea. There are so many games out there that really do try to push the envelope and try to be unique and try to really just kind of do something so fresh and unique that it's out there. You just have to look for it. You don't need to just play AAA or let me play it this way. You don't have to just play a game for graphics and have no gameplay and just that. Just play. Video games are meant to be video games.
Did you see someone run past just now?
Yeah?
Yes. How did you get this? Never mind. Here, it's not much, but it's something. I'm going to track down that thief and murder him.
Well, I already beat you to it, so good for you. How the heck did you find me? That's amazing. I only encountered him 5 minutes ago. Man, best unscripted moment ever. Or was it scripted? Who knows? But yeah, that's my whole reason, before I get interrupted again. It's really to give you guys perspective. If you're a youngling or an old-timer, you will probably have an appreciation for video games like this. Pretty much new blood, you'll still have appreciation. Whoever it is, whatever age, whatever gender you are, or whatever your moral opinion are. That's the whole point of why I said that video in 2022. I know what I said, but that was the whole point, to show you that video games are not just live service games, cinematics, and graphics. It's more than that. There's actually a passion to it. There's artistry. There is definitely change with it. Evolution. Not evolution, but more change. I mean, my personal experience of what I grew up with was video games were Super Mario Brothers. So, of course, we didn't have complex storytelling like that. We just had, like, thank you, Mario, your princess is in another castle. That is literally what I grew up with back in the day. So that's kind of why I do video game streaming too. I want to show you that it's not just like... Do you understand what I'm saying? Good, I hope you got the point. Now, the second reason of why, why I did that video, I do generally enjoy video games. I think the video game industry is not dead, but I think we're so money hungry. Corporate bigwigs are so money hungry, and same for developers who are just trying to intentionally make video games just to make a buck and not just for passion, not just for just doing it because. Yeah, I generally enjoy video games. I grew up with that. I guess I can honestly say my dad got me into video games when I was basically watching him play like really old school games. It doesn't matter what game. Oh, yeah, right. This is Dragonborn. Alright, well, as I'm swimming. Yeah, my dad got me into video games. That's a fact. But also, my passion for video games was there way, way long after that. So as a result, yeah, naturally, I would, of course, do streaming just to show my passion for video games too. And it's also not to work out personal issues. I guess you could say that, but no, I generally just enjoy video games in general. So of course, I naturally enjoy doing video game streaming. I could do other topics too, if I wanted to, but well, another wolf. Man, I've traveled like more than 5 miles. I know I have. So yeah, that was the other second reason. Very simplistic. I just generally enjoy video game walkthroughs, just in general. I never been bored with them. There have been a few that I just not regret doing, but they just were not the most fun. But there were some, like Skyrim in this case, that I just really enjoyed. So that was my second reason. And I know you guys didn't probably understand what I was saying in that 2022 video as I'm posting on the video description. I know you didn't understand what I was saying. So that's why I'm doing Ethan speak. I love doing that. And kind of clarifying what I meant in terms of like 2022. And now we're in 2024. So I have definitely more, I wouldn't say more, yeah, more, can I say more experience? I guess I can say more experience than what I had when I first started YouTube streaming. But I definitely have more perspective, and I definitely have more passion in terms of that. What the heck? Oh yeah, it's at Wars. Don't want to tingle with him, because I'm probably under level. Where the heck am I? I just been kind of talking. I don't know where I am. Well, it doesn't matter, I guess. So along with that, my passion for video games, I just truly enjoyed it, as my wife can honestly tell you too. We'll just swim this way because I don't think I'm prepared for the walrus. Yeah, at the time in 2022, and that hasn't changed for 2024 too, I wanted really to expand my YouTube playlist because I respect people for just sticking with a single game. I respect them, and I think that's a good approach. I think that's an absolutely great approach in terms of doing the video game playlist. Stick with the game that you truly enjoy, finish it, and then kind of like get more people invested to play that video game too. It just makes total sense to do that. So yeah, at the time in 2022, and this hasn't really changed, like I was saying, I don't want to repeat myself, but I didn't want to just kind of like, let's just say, do Skyrim and only do Skyrim. There are other games, and this kind of goes back to my first perspective, or my first reason. I really wanted to kind of show you that there are more games out there. So of course, if there was opportunity to show games what's out there, I freaking did it. I know you guys didn't know what games a game called Proteus was. Hold up. Die freaking wolf for the 7th bloody time. Yeah, I definitely wanted to expand my playlist and show you that there were more games out there. And like I said, this is kind of going back to my first state, so if I get redundant or kind of repeat myself, completely understandable. But that's kind of what you signed up for. So, yeah. So, games like Hi-Fi Rush for the ill-fated Tango Gameworks that's now closed, to ROM 20 to 2064 read-only memories. I know you guys probably don't know that. Games that either came on PlayStation Plus Extra and Freedom, or games I collected just over. I really wanted to show you that, hey, this game is actually fun. Check it out. But it was really to expand my playlist that I'm not just that guy who is just known for just playing a single game. I am that person who will play that game if you actually do tell me about it and like, hey, you need to check this game out. I had a few comments that told me like, hey, check out The Walking Dead, Telltale's Walking Dead. I appreciate that. I appreciate when you guys give me I really appreciate when you guys give me recommendation to check out a game. Because pretty much if my schedule's not busy, I will check out the game and I will probably have a freaking fun time. A very wonderful time. So the fact that I intentionally expand my playlist so I can get a perspective or tell you why, hey, this is the reason why I bought this game, go ahead and check it out. I think that's a pretty much worthy goal, and I like that. So yeah, that kind of sums it up. That was the 3 reasons of why I did that. Perspective, first reason. Second reason, I generally enjoy games. Third reason, I wanted to expand my playlist. I didn't want it to just be one game. And I already clarified a little bit why I did that. So yeah, those were 3 reasons why I did that kind of like, well yeah, that mini marathon. And just like what I said in 2022, I recommend you guys, yeah, just like in 2022, nothing's changed. I still say don't do it. Don't do what I did. And this will be, and I hope this is the last time I do it. I just don't have the time. I just don't have the time to do this. I was glad I did this mini project, but I gotten older, and I can tell that I got older. I mean, YouTube streaming, it's a young man's game. For pretty much anyone who's a new blood or just been doing this for a while or just still new, hey, more power to you. If you can do this, good on you. I just know that this is a young man's game, so I know I won't be able to do this forever. But I'm glad to be doing it for the time that I got. And no, guys, no, I don't overthink about what I just said in terms of that line. No, I'm just glad that I'm getting to do it because, I mean, in the future, yeah, I'm gonna definitely retire and I'm not gonna do any YouTube streaming. And I will probably give you guys a heads up. I'll give you a heads up when that time comes. But until then, I'm gonna just take it as it comes and do YouTube streaming. Because I generally enjoy it. So, you know, I'll let them fight. And that unscripted fight that I was not expecting, and there we go. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that talking and all of that. So, in terms of... Wait, what's going on? The music's going, so I don't know what's attacking me. Come on, Dan. Oh, my stamina ran out. My stamina ran out. It's gonna take a little bit. Okay, we're good. That music's epic, though. Alright, so as we're running well, not really running away, we're just kind of walking away. Because I didn't feel like dealing with the other one. So, yeah. That kind of gives you guys a little bit background. I know I probably rambled on and probably repeated myself. Can you blame me? It's Skyrim, so of course everything's trying to kill me every 10 seconds. So I couldn't really focus. Because, you know, I'm actually playing a video game. I mean, that's the whole point. But for, I guess we could call this part 2, and the only part, hopefully... Oh, another wolf. Okay, Big Bad Wolf. In this context, I'm the Big Bad Wolf. So, for, I guess, we'll call it part 2, and hopefully the final part, like I was trying to say before I was interrupted by that wolf again. I started this new project, of course, I just did the same thing. I did pretty much a number all the way to Z, as in 0 or zebra, whatever you want to call it, the clock, I guess, phonetics. Is it Phononics? Or whatever. And I started in around November 21st of 2022. Another date that was important in terms of my YouTube stream. So I utilized to go ahead and update my playlist, and I did the same exact reason of why I did it. And like I was trying to say briefly before I got interrupted, how many minutes have we done? 40 minutes. Yep, it was 40 minutes. Completely okay. So, because of Share Factory is limited by an hour, we'll just show my first clip of what I was trying to show. So that will be my first clip. And this will be just me kind of talking about what I'm doing. Alright, so this is kind of technically part 2. So the first part was that first clip. The second part is me just kind of rambling on and talking about why I got into YouTube, explain my background, kind of like what I thought about the video game industry. And if I can sum it up, all they need to do is don't close down companies that are trying to be intentionally creative. Let the video game developers know that try to be more creative. Let the corporate bigwigs, in order to sell money and get a fan base, yeah, let the developers breathe and do creative stuff. Video game industry is a kind of, not a dying breed, and they will always make money, but we need more creativity. And I know that's a wish fulfillment, and that's never going to happen. As long as video games are led by suits, corporate bigwigs, as long as they're led by corporate bigwigs, we are never going to see change in video game industry. Like, creativity is going to continue to die, and it's never going to change if corporate bigwigs step out of line, or just, it's simple process. Corporate bigwigs, run the business meeting, do what you need to do to sell money, but let your developers do their creative process and make their video games the way they want it to. Otherwise, it's just gonna make you close them down for no good bloody reason, and then the ones that you do shut down that are successful, you shut them down and there's no reason. Also, reduce the amount of graphics, so we actually have video games to play every year. If you focus on graphics too much, then we'll never get a game. 2024 is kind of short on games, I've noticed, because we're so focused on graphics. So we'll never get games in a timely manner. Yeah, and I was thinking about this really thoroughly too. Really thoroughly. I would appreciate if we only get 1 or 2 live service games per year. And graphics, we only get like 1 to 2 per year. And you're probably wondering why I said that. So we could actually get games. If we actually reduce the graphics fidelity and make it kind of like a middle of a development, or kind of towards the end, then it will be understandable if they have to delay like a 2 years at best. If they delay it by 2 years, that's understandable. They're just trying to work out all the kinks and try to add the graphical prowess if it's needed. If it's not needed, then you just entire fan base, you took years, and you'll lose fan base. You'll lose gamers. Just because you want to spend the best time on making a full realistic game when it's not really about that. It's just make a freaking video game. That's all you need to do. It's that simple. And also, there was a Capcom survey of what they want gamers to have. That's a sucking shit. I'm gonna have to remember that in my streaming. Seriously, are we at the Titanic of Skyrim? But yeah, Capcom was smart. They asked what they want their gamers, or what gamers want. They want gameplay. They asked if they want hot characters. I mean, some gamers want that, but really, well, I have a wife, and I think she's the hottest woman in the planet. I think my wife is the hottest woman in the planet. But what we really want in terms of gamers is we just want gameplay. We want it to be fun. That is as simple as it can be. And that's always existed since the days of Pawn. That hasn't changed. People just... And even when video games were popular, and it was Super Mario's that... What do you mean I can't go that way? Oh my gosh, invisible wall! I actually hit an invisible wall! That's crazy! Yeah, well anyway. I guess I'm going this way. Wow, developers, you didn't finish. But that's what I mean. When you don't focus on graphics, you get masterpieces like that. There's a reason why Skyrim is still, to this day, doing an Elder Scrolls Island, even though it's just Skyrim Online. But there's a reason why Skyrim, the OG vanilla Skyrim, is so popular and still holds up to this day. Because the developers had a vision. Corporate bigwigs were second nature, and they just stood aside while giving the developer Bethesda they just gave them what they needed, resources, and let them and stood out of the way. So that's what I mean. I'm sorry if I rambled on a lot, but that was kind of how it was. Okay, so I think I talked your ear off enough. I'm glad for I'm glad that you guys listened for. I'm very glad you listened. So, this is just one part of the streaming I'm going to do. This is going to be, let's just say, part 1 of why I did this. And we'll title it like 2024 or something, kind of similar to the 2022 video that I'm leaving the description for the first video. And I'll leave it for the second video if you, let's just say you skipped this video and went to part 2. So, I guess it will be part 3 to me, but it'll be part 2 on the other video. What I'm going to be doing, I'm going to go ahead and show you a compilation of videos I did before, but I'm going to edit it and show you only the good stuff. And so as I'm showing you the good stuff, then I'm going to show you what is going to be in the cards. In other words, what future video games I'm going to be covering. And this is what I wanted to do. But this is something I was saving, and it took 2 years. It almost took 2 years. It did. It took almost 2 years to get done with this project, because I was literally covering number to Z as in zebra, and that process was long. I wanted it to be over. I almost gave up, especially when I got to S as in Sam and T as in Tango. But I was committed, and I freaking did it. I'm never doing it again. I don't want to do it again, because I actually do want to cover games I want to cover. Okay, so how many minutes was it? 47 minutes. Cool. Alright, well, I'm killing this wolf, and then we're going to end this video. Okay, so guys, we'll get to part 2, and it's just going to be a bunch of, like, old clips I did before. They're just going to be edited versions, and then the exciting part. Man, I can't wait when we get to part 2.